I think the only given rule by Sakurai is the character has to be from a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the only other given rule is that he wants to do that one.
Yeah. Well, I know there was. He did say for in the case of third parties, both Nintendo and the company that owns the character have to want the character in Smash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every single DLC or every single newcomer could actually shoots down an argument against them. Except Inkling. Well, most of them. There's Ridley, obviously, which shoots out a lot. There's
the original argument being too big.
Yeah, there's a lot. Simon Belmont was they thought Konami would not allow it.
And people bitched about it when you got announced because they in their eyes, why the hell would they waste a slot on someone who hasn't appeared in a single video game in ages?
The character Richter Belmont, because third parties can't have clone characters. Bitch.
Let's be honest here. What they were really saying was, I don't want it to be in there, so I want it out.
They just keep making excuses. I think Chrom and Dark Samus. Well, I haven't heard anything against them. Dark Samus made sense. Chrom, people bitched out because Fire Emblem.
Let's be honest here. More often than not, it's just because they want what they want.
Yeah.
I don't care what you want, and that's the fact of the matter. At the end of the day, the one who's creating the game isn't you. It's Sakurai.
And Nintendo. Nintendo chose all the DLC.
Yeah.
Who was that? King K. Rool. People thought he was too irrelevant. He hasn't appeared in 10 years.
It's a game deliberately built as essentially the centerpiece to the history of video games.
Yeah.
Quite literally, people view it as a matter of fact. If you make it to Smash, you've made gaming history.
Wireless.
That's why people were pissed about that. Honestly, that's the one that I was okay with people being pissed at.
Yeah. I mean, we got the past 2 announcements alongside it, so I guess it kind of helped. But
it's basically generally viewed as, if you're a third party that made it into Smash, congrats, you've made it.
Yeah.
Nintendo characters, that doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's basically just them repping for themselves.
Yeah.
But with the third parties, that's when you know you made it. Ironic, considering how people keep treating Nintendo basically why the hell are you still in the game? Just give up, start making games for other consoles and shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nintendo is basically just literally there.
Yeah.
Not caring about all of that, and also somehow managing to make a game that's quite literally viewed as the station of gaming history if you make it in.
This character's voiced by John Tron.
Don't even think about sneaking inside.
Love that it's a bird that he's voicing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it was a parrot.
Yeah.
It might actually be, but if only it was a green parrot.
Yeah.
Like Jock.
Jock. He was actually going to be in Ukulele, the game, but they cut him because of his political views. And the developers of this game decided not to cut him, which some people refused to buy this game because of that. I don't want to be billed. But anyway, the Smash... I can't talk. The Smash Fighter Aftercade rule that they announced was Isabelle from Animal Crossing. The argument against that was either A, she would be a complete clone of Villager, or B, she doesn't...
Which she kind of was.
Yeah, she was a
She might as well be an Echo Fighter, really.
She was a semi-clone.
She's basically the Ganondorf to Villager's Captain Falcon.
Oh my god. And B, she doesn't fight in her home series, which I call bullshit on because if that were part of the criteria, a good chunk of these characters would be gone. Look at Captain Falcon. More people know about him through Smash than they do through F-Zero. Yeah.
Has he ever actually appeared outside cutscenes and stuff? Outside of the race car F-Zero? No! No, there's never been a single moment in F-Zero in which Captain Falcon came out yelling out Falcon Punch.
The anime.
The anime didn't count.
Okay.
That was made after the game. But that would mean after Smash.
Yeah. Falcon Punch. Anyway.
Also, other like mainstays of Smash wouldn't be in there. Like, has Luigi ever managed to actually throw a punch? No. Unless you count the 64 DS game.
Yeah.
But even then, does that really fucking count?
Luigi would make sense for Smash because it's Nintendo.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like the whole fighting never fighting thing. Isabella's Nintendo 2,
yeah.
Logan.
Yes, I know my gaming history. The character they announced after that was Ken in Incineroar. Ken, I never saw an argument against. People were like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, people were basically like, Ryu's in there, why wouldn't Ken be there?
Yeah. Incineroar, a lot of people really didn't want because it wasn't Decidueye.
But at the same time, let's be honest here, who makes sense as a fighter more?
Incineroar. I mean, it was said that Incineroar was the only base roster character that was decided later. They just reserved a spot for Pokemon from Sun and Moon. And he almost did Decidueye.
People were really dreading Sora being friggin' Cinderace.
Yeah. People just didn't want another Pokemon.
Yeah.
They were just sick of Pokemon.
To be fair, it doesn't help that it would have been a Pokemon from easily the least popular Pokemon game in recent history.
Yeah. But yeah, they didn't go that route. I didn't think they would. Nintendo already had 2 characters in the past. Fuck. So, yeah, they almost chose Decidueye, but Sakurai wanted to do Incineroar because he's never done a fighter with a professional wrestling themed moveset before that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Honestly, I agree with him.
Yeah.
He made the right choice.
Yeah. And then, moving on to the DLC, technically, the pre-order bonus of Piranha Plant. A lot of arguments could fit for that, like, no basic generic enemies, no, But
it was literally the joke fighter of the game.
Yes. That happened to be...
Every game series has their joke fighter. Look at Danny Beaky from Street Fighter.
Yes. And then moving on to the actual DLC, like the Challenger Packs, the one that caught people off guard, Joker from Persona, was the first one announced. That was my most wanted, but the main 2 arguments that people had against him...
No Nintendo games.
That, his game is on PlayStation consoles, people insisted, even after Cloud. The character needs a strong history on Nintendo consoles to join. People insisted.
Hey, people are going to complain about that with Sora. Let me point you to 358 over 2 days.
Yeah.
And recoded.
Yeah. And also, another really stupid argument.
Oh! And don't forget, Chain of Memories.
Yeah. And Dream Drop Distance. That was on the 3DS.
Yeah.
And there was another argument that people had was, characters can't get in if they're from an M-rated game, even though Snake and Bayonetta are already there.
Who came up with that one?
I don't know, because Smash is a family-friendly game. Even then. But even then. Yes, Persona 5 is rated M, but does that affect his chances in the slightest? No.
Fucking... Just going by the contents of the original series, the Castlevania games would probably be rated M right now if they were, like, made today.
Yeah. The argument against Hero was, Square Enix would not allow it.
That was clearly wrong.
Yeah. There was
also, why would you hinge your argument of on Square Enix wouldn't allow it, when the only way that they could have announced it is if Square Enix said yes.
Because apparently it was a really big castle to get Cloud bad for base game, and he almost ruined the whole everyone is here thing. Apparently.
Yeah, that makes sense, but at the same time, Square Enix eventually got off their own heads.
Yeah.
Clearly, I showed my Sephiroth.
Keep in mind, Smash Ultimate base game had final negotiations done in 2016, which is 2 years after the game came out.
Yeah.
DLC Pass 1 negotiations were done in 2018. About a month before the game came out. Shit. So yeah, they probably changed their mind since then. But there was also another thing that the composer would not allow his music, and they would have to cut the entire character.
It doesn't help that Cloud couldn't have his English voice actor because unions.
Unions and shit, yeah. They didn't include Sephiroth's English voice either, but I think they just did that for consistency.
Yeah. I showed by the fact that... Well, actually, no, that's not fair. Haley Joel Osment loves playing Sora.
Yeah. Although...
So the guy will basically play him at the drop of a hat.
Yeah. Although some of the voice clips that were heard are reused from...
Yeah, obviously.
Dream Drop Distance. So the argument against Banjo-Kazooie was, just like K. Rool, they were too irrelevant. And
excuse you, but history again.
And Microsoft would not allow it because they make the Xbox, which is considered a competing platform to the Switch.
Except for the fact that Microsoft clearly doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You can use your Xbox account on Nintendo Switch if I remember correctly.
Yes, in certain, most predominantly not Minecraft.
Yeah,
that's how to enable crossplay.
Yeah. That just shows just how little Microsoft cares about the competition with Nintendo.
Huh.
At the end of the day, they're mostly there just because they can be.
Yeah. And even then, they're allowing some of their games.
The only ones who are actively threatened by Nintendo in their own eyes is Sony.
Yeah.
Microsoft has basically decided, why even bother? Let's just make shit to make money. So they've essentially just decided to be buddy with them. Yeah. Also, because it kind of pisses off Sony, considering how angry they get about this shit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Microsoft has literally been there explicitly just because they could.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone thought it was impossible. I mean, Hero was added because he was a popular request in Japan.
Yeah, which makes sense because Japan loves Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
Which I can't fault them for.
Yeah, and Banjo was added because he was a popular request in the States.
Yeah.
In the West.
Which makes sense because nostalgia rules here.
Yeah. Also, I want to point out, I watched there was a live stream. This guy streamed this game for 9 hours.
Also, Rare's a
British.
European company.
Yeah.
So of course Japan wouldn't really care much about them.
Yeah. So one guy streamed this game on Twitch. Got to the part where you draw that for and he spent 7 hours just making it a porn.
Huh?
He spent 7 hours making porn of the girl.
This?
Yeah. On Twitch.
I'm honestly not shocked. Who was it, Shad?
No. What? Okay. Anyway, an argument against Terry
was let me guess, too relevant?
No. The character needs to be widely recognizable and super popular worldwide.
Okay, first of all, no. Just about every fighting game character is explicitly there because Sakurai wants them there.
Yeah. I remember there was an argument against Ryu that said no fighting game characters in Smash. And I'm like...
excuse me?
Yeah. There was a ton of argument against Byleth. For example, all DLC must be third party, 3 Houses is too new of a game, came out in 2019. We already have too many Fire Emblem.
Let's be honest here, the major reason that they're there is explicitly for advertisement.
Yeah. One of the few cross-promotional picks.
Yeah, that was legitimately, the one thing you can actually say, that was definitely cross promotion.
Yeah.
Explicitly because they want to like have people buy that game.
Yeah. But yeah. And then for Min Min,
again, too irrelevant.
And there was also people were seriously believe Min Min was already a spirit in the base game, and people believe that spirits could not be upgraded into fighters.
Excuse me, but
Due to
have you ever played like the whole like character mode thing where you go through like a gauntlet with the character?
Yeah.
What exactly do you get after you beat those with those characters?
A spirit and ultimate with them.
Yeah.
But yes, Min Min got a second spirit. Oh my gosh. There was another art. But yeah.
Continuing with the arguments.
The arguments against Steve included. Well, there's a lot.
A good chunk of them basically round up to
no indies.
Yeah, well, that it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he would look out of place, bitch. Mr. Game & Watch is right there. There also some people still thought that Microsoft wouldn't allow it because of their company rivalry. They wouldn't allow more than one character.
As I've mentioned again, at what point has Microsoft shown like they care about the? Why'd you choose Chapter 3?
This is. Oh, you could choose literally either of them.
Yeah, but at what point do you think that Microsoft cares about the competition with Nintendo?
Yeah. As I said, no indies.
Heck, they barely care about the competition with Sony.
Yeah.
As I mentioned time and time again, Microsoft is there because they can. Unlike Sony and Nintendo, who depend on their gaming industry, to keep them afloat, Microsoft is already making bank through Windows. They don't have to care.
Yeah. And what?
Hell, all of the just about every single Xbox exclusive is on PC already.
Yeah. Rare Replay's not.
Yeah, but most of those games are on the game on there.
Yeah. True.
So at the end of the day, why should they care when they're already the ones in charge of the PC gaming market?
Yeah.
Of course, they're not going to be caring about what's going on with their console competitors, because in general, if you rule the land of PC, you kinda already won.
Yeah.
PC gaming basically outstrips console gaming by a lot.
Yeah, PC gaming is really its own league outside of consoles.
In reality, considering how most PC gaming takes place through Windows, in general, just about every single outlet for PC gaming kind of has to bow to Microsoft anyways.
Yeah. Well, then there's those who use a Mac.
Or Linux. But let me tell you this right now. No matter how up your own ass you are about using a Mac or a Linux, at the end of the day, here's the truth of the matter. You're kind of irrelevant.
I use them. Technically, since Minecraft came out on Mac, it was essentially the first character to appear on an Apple platform in the origin.
But the reason I call you irrelevant is not because of the fact that you're using that, but because at the end of the day, the amount of people who are using Windows far outstrips you by a lot.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a Mac, it's probably just for work purposes.
Yeah,
yes, there are people who game on a Mac, but not a lot.
I mean, we did for the original Monster Prom.
Yeah. But now I bought it on Switch, so.
Yeah.
I was looking at the bit off topic, but I was looking at the PS4 trophy list for Monster Prom. One of them was have an orgy, without any further elaboration.
There is a secret orgy thing, I think. Oh yeah, continue on with the characters.
Yeah. Another argument is one argument people had was that no Western originated characters. Banjo does not count because he had a history with Nintendo at some point. Whereas Minecraft was created entirely in Sweden without the involvement of Nintendo.
Okay, first of all, that's racist. And second of all, in general, where does it say that?
Some people thought so.
More like they're up their own asses and want Waluigi or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be telling you this right now. Waluigi fits just about most of these things you've brought up as like reasons to not bring in a Smash character.
Yeah.
Downright to the irrelevancy. Because as much as you guys care about Waluigi, he's irrelevant. Yeah. He's literally only in the friggin' Mario sports games.
Yeah.
He's basically not even a Mario character.
Yeah. People can make the argument for Daisy, but at least she was in some main series games.
Yeah. Like, she literally originated in the GBA games.
Yeah.
So she has a history of Mario. Hell, the first time around she appeared was back in the in the original Game Boy days. Like, she's there because she's a legacy pick just as much as like Peach is.
Yeah. Trying to think of any other argument. Well, I know that the reaction, the announcement of Steve caused such a colossal stir on social media that Twitter actually crashed.
Yeah.
For 15 minutes. Which is quite shocking and hilarious. That was the only event of all of 2020 that broke Twitter. The next character after that was Sephiroth. People thought Square Enix wouldn't allow it because of their prior treatment of Final Fantasy. Which in reality, the Sephiroth one was basically Square Enix saying, "Okay, we're sorry for shortchanging you. We kind of recognize that you're that big of a deal." Yeah. Even then, oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, even then, another argument was that a kind of stupid one was that third-party series cannot have more than one unique fighter because the ones that already had them, Castlevania and Street Fighter, were echoes. Like, Sephiroth is the first existing third-party series that's not a clone of someone else. But sounds like a mouthful. Here's the thing. Yeah. In reality, as most people have already joked about, where Cloud goes, Sephiroth goes. Yeah. You're about to get hit. Yeah, I realize. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. People thought that, like, if Square Enix was going to get another character, people were certain it was going to be Geno from Mario RPG. More like they wanted it to be Geno, not Sephiroth. Yeah. It's sick. I mean, at least the trailer was pretty sick. First of all, to the people who brought up irrelevancy, what's more relevant than Geno, a character who's appeared in 2 games, one of which he wasn't really doing anything? Yeah. Couldn't even come back in a remake of one of them. What else? What else did they say? I don't know. At least Sephiroth has the decency of being the main villain of the most popular of the Final Fantasy games. Yeah. And alongside of that, it hasn't appeared in only 1 game, but rather like 4, along with a movie. Yeah. They use the children... Actually, I think maybe 5 or 6, actually. They use the design from Advent Children for Smash. Yeah. So it's the Advent Children Sephiroth. The thing is, the remake basically insinuates that every single version of Sephiroth is the same person. Yes. Like, throughout because the way that the remake was basically hinting, it was that, like, Sephiroth started the way he did in the original Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. Which then moved on to him in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. But every single time he's appeared since then has been the same person who's just kind of been stuck trying to win the game. Yeah. But before he's basically just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna break Destiny. Yeah. It's joked that the reason that Fire's Pass 2 has 6 characters instead of 5 is because Sephiroth invited himself in. He just showed up uninvited just to traumatize Cloud. I love the idea that he stole Sora's original invitation too. They had to mail it twice. Because the thing is, both Sora and Sephiroth showed up without an actual invitation. Yeah. Okay, the next character was Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade.
So like a good chunk of them had like an actual physical invitation, which is like a callback to the literal invitation that the villager got at the beginning of Smash 4.
What is my uncle's sister's maiden name?
It is.
They actually allowed that.
Hello, fellow Express. You should not be. I can help your daily life become.
What is your favorite combination of letters and numbers?
Your favorite combination of letters and numbers.
69, nice.
Yeah. I think an argument against Pyra and Mithra was the designs were too sexualized. Although they did censor.
First of all, Bayonetta's right there.
Yeah, they did have to censor it.
Yeah, but quite a few people were more than okay with that because they actually viewed the stockings better.
What do you think the name of your pet's childhood pet?
What do you think the name of your pet's childhood pet would be?
I don't know. Rough. Because, you know, pet childhood's pet. Like, what else would a dog name it?
What else is there? There's a lot of stuff with Pyra and Mithra. Well, obviously, I don't know. People were just pissed that it was an anime sword fighter.
That's an eye.
Bitch. Can't really think of much arguments against Pyra.
The only argument here was that they don't like Xenoblade 2.
Yeah. That Kazuya, people thought that a Tekken rep was out of the running because the Heihachi Mii costume returned with Min Min.
But, excuse me, when has the fucking Mii costume dictated what a fighter is?
Some people think that the exact character that got a Mii costume won't make it in his DLC later because... Yeah,
but Kazuya isn't Heihachi now, is he?
Yeah, because selling a Mii costume for money and then selling the actual character for money sounds a bit scummy.
But it just means that they're from the same series. It means jack shit.
What would your name?
I was a superhero.
Well, quite literally, the most recent Mii costume announcement had both Judd and the Octoling.
Yeah.
Both of which are from Splatoon.
That name is.
These excuses are just so lame. There's no actual reasons.
And oh boy.
Outside of basically just, I don't want them here.
Oh boy, where do I start with Sora? Obviously, apart from the whole Disney shit.
A bunch of people said no one wants them. Clearly that's fucking wrong.
Yeah, there's a mentality. I could go around with the mentality that... I could go around with, the common theme that one company gets one character per pass. Like, for example...
But, clearly Sephiroth already proved that wrong. Also...
I said per pass. Square got Hero in Pass 1, Sephiroth was Pass 2.
Also, it doesn't matter, because Sora's a Disney character, not a Square Enix character.
Yeah, and they did... Obviously, there was the argument that Disney would not allow it, which... made sense, but... But,
clearly the House of Mouse decided, I want tons of money.
Yeah. Sora was actually leaked on 4chan back in July.
Yeah, but so was fucking Rayman. Who gives a fuck?
Well, the argument... The original post, that person claimed to be an employee of Disney's music department, and that Nintendo paid a hefty sum in order to allow Kingdom Hearts music to play in a presentation on October 5th, which was the day of the Sora reveal. And nobody noticed it until after.
I know there were some people who were already saying that there was there was a Sora leak and they remembered that, but
that was the leak.
But at the same time,
Yeah, I mean, still, he's in.
Look, until it happens, the chances of your leak being real are about as real as those edits of Rayman.
Rayman's frozen in Battlefield. Remember that? You ever hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like the 4-1 where like Rayman is chosen. Oh, or the Grinch marketing one.
Yeah.
But you better.
Yeah, I remember there were like a million leaks going for Dante being Challenger Pack 5, and then Dante ended up being a me a year later. I know a lot of people didn't want Steve, because they had the mentality that Minecraft is a children's game, and children's games shouldn't be in Smash.
Fighter number 1, Mario.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Fighter number 2. Like, literally the original 8 fighters. All come from children's games.
Yeah. What the hell?
The vast majority of fighters in Smash are from children's games.
And I also noticed a thing with Pass 2, like, whenever the character was revealed, people would always assume the next character will be of a very similar theme of the next. For example...
First of all, that's fucking idiotic.
Yeah. Like, when Minion was revealed, everyone assumed the entire path is going to be first party.
That was quickly proven wrong.
Yeah. And that's why Twitter broke. When Steve was revealed, everyone thought the next... they realized Minecraft is from a newer, trendy game, so they came to the conclusion that the next fighter is Jonesy from Fortnite.
First of all, how stupid are you? Fortnite doesn't even rank up as close to Minecraft.
Yeah.
Also, Minecraft's from 2009.
Yeah.
It is old at this point.
Yeah.
That's literally prehistoric in internet ages.
Yeah. 2009 was when the alpha started.
Yeah, but people were playing it back then on YouTube, so clearly that's when it really hit.
Yeah. When Sephiroth was announced, people were like, okay, Sephiroth's a third-party villain. The next character is Dr. Eggman.
First of all, at what point did you ever start to think that like Fighter Pass 1 had in any way correlation between each other?
They're all third parties.
That doesn't say shit. That just means that these were the characters that they had to actually get permission to do.
Yeah.
Also, characters that like were basically just not out at the time.
Yeah.
In the case of Byleth.
Yeah. I think this was why Byleth got so much hate. On top of the Fire Emblem, it was also because people were... It broke all expectations. When Pyra and Mithra got revealed, people were like, okay, this is a multiple character in one kind of fighter. The next character is going to be the champions from Breath of the Wild as a single character. Which would be... If
it weren't the fact that you already have 5 different shows of none of these add up, why the hell were you still thinking that they'd add up?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, it would have actually been a better prediction. The next one's also going to be another anime sword fighter.
Yeah.
Because that would have at least been semi-accurate.
But also I feel like having all 4 of them would be completely broken because they would balance out all their weaknesses. And you can switch freely between them.
Also, that's basically just Link.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well just give Link his champion powers.
People were like, it'd be good promotion for Breath of the Wild 2.
Except Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't need promotion.
Yeah, true.
As shown by the years upon years of people waiting for any sign of ads, and the internet immediately breaking the second it happens.
Yeah. And then I have no idea what to do. And then when Kazuya got revealed, the mentality was, okay, this character is from a series that already got a Mii costume before, because Heihachi was a Mii. The next fighter will be Frisk from Undertale. Yeah, people actually thought that.
First of all, in what world do you think that a pacifist like First would actually be a viable fighter? Like, this is the one case where the whole not a fighter thing kind of works. Because First is a pure pacifist who wouldn't actually fight anyone.
Yeah. But yeah. Hello?
Logan and Steven.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
Good?
Is the dog here?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weak. Yeah.
So yeah, basically, long story short, if it wasn't common knowledge by now, Smash fans are fucking dumb.
I mean, yeah, but a lot of them are sexual predators, so what do you expect?
I saw a joke after Steve.
Well, to be fair, most of them are melee fighters, I think.
I saw a joke after Steve was revealed. It was like, why do you guys hate Steve? I thought you guys love minors.
Rip.
That's a burn. Yeah. Oh, is this really literally Among Us now? Okay. What? But yeah, these are people that thought that believe in very out there theories, like there was a number 7 theory because Fighter DLC number 7 had so many ties to number 7 that it would be Geno. Because Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars. It was Steve. There was the botch theory, which actually turned out to be correct. It was a theory that since the special edition botch leaked out, that only 2 fighters would be left for the base game to be revealed, which happened to be Ken and Cinnamore. And people had the mentality because just that one was right, the others will be right too. I don't know why they think these.
More often than not, because the fact that they feel like that they have to be like correct on every time.
There was a theory that suggested we're gonna get like some bonus Echo Fighters after the last DLC, because so the character select screen can be a perfect square. Because if you add 4 Echo Fighters exactly, it'll be a perfect square in literally every sense.
But wouldn't it just be easier to like just not care?
Yeah. There was color theory, which is the theory that every fighter in the past is associated with a different color. Kind of turned out true.
Yeah, but that's just because that's what character design looks like.
There was a parallel theory, which is that every past 2 character mimics a similar theme of a past 1 character.
First of all, there's an odd number of past 1 characters and an even number of past 2 characters.
Piranha Plant is counted into this. Like, first one, it's tolerable Nintendo character. Second one, what the fuck, unexpected third party. Third one, Square Enix sword fighter. Fourth one, duo fighter. Fifth one, fighting game character. Sixth one, disappointment with a sword.
I think you mean anime sword fighter.
Yeah.
But clearly that doesn't matter because in general, you know, Sora's kind of like the one that the most people wanted in the first place.
Yeah.
Can't be a disappointment when you're literally the most requested.
Yeah, true. But even then, a lot of people didn't want Sora, so they can have Waluigi instead.
Well, the thing is, I'd actually be disappointed if it was Waluigi.
Yeah.
Then the Double Fury would actually be accurate.
Yeah.
Fighter number 6, disappointing Nintendo character.
They specifically said disappointment with a sword.
Yeah.
But
doesn't change the fact that there'd be a disappointing Nintendo character.
True. True. Very, very true. Ooh. Ow. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of out there theories. Like, for example, everyone thought, myself included, because Joker was revealed at the Game Awards 2018, that the Game Awards 2019 would reveal another fighter. And that didn't happen. Though we did get Sephiroth at the 2020 ones.
Yeah. Wait, doesn't that mean it's accurate then?
The theory said 2019 Game Awards. Sephiroth was revealed at the 2020 ones. Yeah, but I'm also glad that didn't happen because we would have gotten Violet at that then. Yeah.
Yeah, should open up the door.
Should we?
Yeah.
There was the theory that there was a theory that none of the characters in Past 2 are going to be from M-rated games just because the ESRB censored all their names in the American broadcast. Because, for example, we got the Vault Boy from Fallout as a character, or me costume, and instead of Smash Bros. X Fallout in America, it said the Smash Bros. X Vault Boy in the trailer.
You mean like how it said Fallout, like Smash Bros. X Doomslayer?
Yeah. They did that for all M-rated characters. So Altair from Assassin's Creed, Vault Boy from Fallout, as previously mentioned, Travis from No More Heroes, the Dragonborn from Skyrim, and Dante from Devil May Cry.
I'm gonna be honest here. I'd actually prefer to be announced that way. Like, think about it this way: what's more ego boosting than having your name be the crossover?
True. And at least Doomguy and Isabelle are in the same game now.
Also, Doomslayer makes the perfect sense to be a Mii fighter.
Yeah.
Like, why literally, like, Doomslayer / Doomguy is just some rando who was part of the Space Marines.
Yeah, though people really wanted a full fighter from a first-person shooter game. And they thought Doomguy made the most sense.
Okay, let's be honest here. The people who wanted that were mostly dude bros who want that recognition for like that as validation for their terrible decisions in video games.
Yeah.
But in general, let's be realistic here. Like, what the fuck would he be doing? Would they be able to play the fucking music? What would he say? What would his final smash be? All he does is rip and tear. Yeah. You're lucky you got a Mii Fighter costume.
Yeah, Mii Fighters are the next best thing. But even then, some people don't take that too lightly. Fuck.
You forgot they had to jump.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna die. But yeah, a lot of Mii Fighters were characters that people thought were going to be fighters. Like yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my full thoughts.